anything to throw him off his game.
Bledsoe to Hill. Here's a chance from long range. No good. Pacers with the possession. Oladipo. Probing the defense.
Oh, he sent that one to the third row.
He was locked in. That was impressive. Shot clock coming down to 4. Down to 3. Deep 2 there. Won't go.
I just love where this takes you into the psychological battle.
Stuffs it down with authority.
And there's nothing more mentally intimidating for your opponent than when your own teammates are unselfish and make sure that you get the ball because they want you to drop 70 on them, maybe like Devin Booker did last year.
Oladipo into the front court. Lead stands at 7. Victor Oladipo with the slam.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat 5, but we're watching one man carry 4 other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
To Bledsoe. Corbin. With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
Old school equals high percentage.
Now the Pacers go to use a timeout as their coaching staff wants to talk things over here in this third quarter. New blood coming in for both sides. Oladipo into the front court. His team up by 7. Good. Off a spin.
Ed, I have so much admiration for guys that continue to hunt their shot. They're playing the second half like it was the first 5 minutes of the ball game. Those natural-born leaders are guys that will consistently lead your team to the promised land.
To Oladipo. Curling inside. Bucks have the rebound. Bledsoe with it up top. The deficit now up to 5. Oh, great pass, setting up the basket.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Giannis Antetokounmpo sends it away.
Here's one of the biggest secrets as we move into this new age of basketball, especially in the draft room. You have to draft players with size and length. That's the biggest deterrent for any team offensively.
Pacers control. Here comes the screen. Nothing going here on that drive. To Brogdon. How you practice leads to that. Nice pump fake.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Giannis with it up top. His guy's down 3. Screen coming. Antetokounmpo to Gasol. Cleared by the Pacers. Oladipo into the front court. He'll run the offense. Brogdon to Oladipo. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Victor Oladipo at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. He's perfect from the line so far. And he can't convert the free throw. Out of bounds. Last touch by Eric Bledsoe. Drives, but a shot won't go down. Giannis in control of the basketball. Down 5. Bledsoe's shot off the mark. Nothing going here on that drive. Clock runs out. The Pacers have the lead. The Bucks to inbound to start this final quarter. They trail to this point, but you'd have to say this one's up for grabs.
And the new style we play with in this league, all it takes is 3 quick threes, and you're right back in the ballgame.
To George Hill. Antetokounmpo down low to Mirotic. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Trying to cash in on the 3-point play. For his career, 80% at the line. Free throw good as he finishes off the 3-point play. They're back within a bucket. Indiana with the basketball. Oladipo. Here comes the screen. Hill across the timeline. His group now down 2. Mirotic. Missed it. How'd that not go down? To Oladipo. Nothing going here on that drive. Oh, he had him there for a second. Knocks it down from mid-range.
That might have been a little bit easier than expected there, considering the score.
Giannis with it up top. His guys trail now by 4. To Hill. Jeremy Lamb snatching it out of the air.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
We have both squads set to make some moves right now. shot clock winding down. Giannis for two. Almost, but no good. Oladipo into the front court. They lead it. 4-point game. To Brogdon. Nothing going here on that drive. Brogdon. Curling inside. Unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
Well, we got a chance to first watch the epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Off the assist.
I remember my high school coach said one man can't beat five. Well, I'm telling you right now, he lied. I'm watching it happen in person.
Nothing going here on that drive. Oladipo to Turner. Miles Turner slams it down.
How about right after the dunk, he looks right over towards the bench, gets a call from the coach about what defense they're in, and then gets his team set. Those are people that are able to lead men.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, and he buries it.
The defender needs to do a better job of forcing a pickup there.
It's Indiana basketball. Oladipo. Here comes the screen. Fires the three, buries it on the catch and shoot.
And I don't know why the defense continues to help on guys that drive. Make them take shots over your bigs. By you helping more, you're just leaving three-point shooters open on the perimeter.
To Lopez. Matthews. Count it.
We're watching the clinic right now. We're watching basketball one-on-one. Whoever this professor is, he needs to get paid top dollar.
Oladipo into the front court. Up 5. Screen coming. Great defense there. Forcing the pickup. Works it. Going to launch. Beyond the arc. They have to keep him in their grasp.
Everything looks great when you shoot the ball like this. And yes, Ed, this team does have some issues, but they are all masked and camouflaged with this shooting display we're watching.
Antetokounmpo to Matthews. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
Some players are just built to absorb the contact. He pretty much dusted that defender off like that was a bug at the park.
To Turner. And he'll go to the foul line.
I've seen it happen so many times. Small things like that foul can end up becoming a momentum changer. Let's see how this one plays out.
First free throw is good. So he hits the first, misses the second. Hill into the front court. The margin standing now at 7. He buries it.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Now a whistle, and Indiana is going to use a timeout as they'll talk things over in what's now a 4-point game.
And this is where habits come into play. Players think they can turn that switch on and off at their beckoning call, but it doesn't work that way. That's why coaches talk about practicing good habits on a daily basis, because they show up in the fourth.
Looks like some substitutions are coming on in. Oladipo into the front court. Leads 4. To Turner. Oh, the touch at the rim. Count it.
Sometimes when the players find that flow, nobody else needs to touch the ball. He's in a zone by himself.
The Bucks at the controls. Adetokunbo to George Hill. Wesley Matthews above the rim.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
Oladipo into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Dives for it. Not afraid to mix it up. Hill across the timeline. Down 4. Rocking the rim.
I don't think I could do that on the 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. Oladipo. Nothing going here on that drive. Layup's good. Those are the types of shots you always strive for.
Look at that. Calm under pressure. You see a lot of guys rush those. Nice extra move there.
To Matthews. Had a chance, but it's no good.
You see, Ed, this is where coaches get fired. It's great to have good offensive sets, but if you can't execute, then the play was a failure.
Oladipo to Brogdon. Driving right to the basket. Brook Lopez tips it.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Oladipo. Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
To Oladipo. Nothing going here on that drive. Oladipo. Over to the right side to Turner. Bucks take down the board. To Middleton. Domantas Sabonis rejects it.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
Giannis in control of the basketball. The deficit is 6. To Matthews. Nothing going here on that drive. Matthews to Adetokunbo. No good. No daylight. Great defense. Brogdon to Turner. Nothing going here on that drive. From long range. Tough shot. The former second-rounder Brogdon continues to amaze.
You live by the 3, you die by the 3. And guess what? They're living large right now.
Now a whistle. Now we'll get a timeout called by Milwaukee as they'll make sure they're all on the same page here in the 4th quarter.
You're going to see the best players make in-game adjustments on the fly. The intellect of some of these superstars is off the charts. Your ability to adapt and move forward as quickly as possible in the most efficient manner will determine whether you win this game or not.
Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes. Bucks at the controls. Adetokunbo to Matthews. Perfect feed to set up the basket.
You know, Ed, I'm down with guys having 35, 40, maybe 50 points in the game. But the one thing you look for in a defensive end, when there's a huddle after a guy has dropped multiple buckets on you in a row, and everybody's quiet, nobody stands up and says, yo, I got him, I'm going to stop him, you're in a worrisome place for your team.
Flushes down the slam.
And when people talk about vision, people usually talk about the vision to make the pass. But how about seeing the chaos in the traffic before the pass even occurs? That's next level vision. How can I catch people out of position defensively? That's what we saw in that last possession.
Knocked loose. Bucks have it. Middleton. The monster stuff.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. Full throttle, right to the basket for the deuce.
All knew what was going to happen.
Giannis with it up top. His guys down by 9. Goes to the right side. Middleton. It's good. Coach wants to see more from his D.
It's all about creating space with the dribble. Once you have that gap, you can beat somebody in a variety of ways. He chose the dagger with the 3.
To Oladipo. Oh, had him going there for a second. Swings it to Oladipo. Trying to cash in. Unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
It just seems like nobody can stop him but him. Once he's found his offensive swag, that boy's deadly.
To Gasol. Knocked loose.
Better get back on D. This thing is not over.
To Oladipo. Taking advantage of the defender. Nice ball fake.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Has a chance. Oh, he was wide open. And it's not going to be pretty when they watch the video. Someone's getting chewed out.
Man, if we were at Rucker Park right now, everybody will be wilding on the court. Guaranteed.
Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. George Hill not looking pretty. 3 for 10.
In the paint, you need to finish just like that.
To Turner. Now a steal by Milwaukee.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in the playoff game, it will.
To Hill, beyond the arc for 3. And George Hill, good on the quick release for 3.
I know there are refs on the court all the time, but it doesn't mean they can see every play. Maybe defensively, grab his jersey, step on his toe, do something to kind of change up his pace.
Referees called it. That was intentional.
Smart play. You have fouls to use. Good way to manage the clock without burning a timeout.
Deep right corner.
I got him. Trap. Got him.
Goes to the left side. Add 2 points to the board. Late heave to beat the buzzer. This one to the Pacers. They're now 2-0 in this young season. That does it. For my partner, Jay Williams, and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.